I think I know what I want out of life in the same way that a child could look up at the sky and want to become an astronaut, that one in a million dream that most people will never truly reach. But I think I know what my dream is and has been for as long as I can remember, honestly. I can't remember a time in my life where I truly wanted a different outcome or another alternative ever came up where I truly fully believed in that being my place as much as this. I just wanted to be good. And maybe I never believed in myself early enough. Maybe I never believed in what sacrifices I really needed to make. Maybe I just didn't have the work ethic. Maybe I didn't have the convictions to make it there. Maybe I had all these things wrapped up in my head, from the mental illness to just seeing the horrors of the world around me to always ending up around people that I feel alien around. And it just didn't feel real. And so I never made it. But to tell you the truth, that is not what my dream is. I want it. I do want it. I desire that. But I am such a fundamentally broken person that I can't, in my heart of hearts, truly say that I would make it to be someone who could do the good that I want to see in the world. I said in the previous video how I am not surrounded by people that hate me or people that don't believe in me. I'm not surrounded by people who are angry at me. I'm surrounded by people who want to support, but that I cannot feel attached to, that I feel so alien from, that I can't form these connections no matter how bad I or they want to. It's just, I've become tired. And I've become hopeless. I've become something less than I already was. I never realized, or I never learned, or I never did something that I feel like everyone else has. Even the most depressed people, the most downtrodden, the people who came from places so much worse than me, people who have so much less support, people who have been born into such worse places have done. And they continue to just be. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is that keeps people going in the way that they do. I haven't figured it out. Through the 2 weeks of making these videos, I have continued to have this thought of a feeling of a familiarity with everything happening, with the people talking to me, the people who are so kind to me, that feels so similar to 1,000 other sensations I've had, where there is no replacement for the sorrow and the displeasure of life, and no replacement for how hopeless everything seems, and doesn't mitigate how horrible I see everything. It doesn't make me feel more tolerant of the mundanity and the chore that life is and continues to be. It just exists alongside it. There was a girl I met who was incredibly kind, loved the environment so much. She gone to college to do something to help the world, who had the same beliefs and goodness that I feel like I should have, and who was determined enough to make herself and her family proud, and who was able to admit that she needed help is we became good friends, and I would be lying if I said that I didn't find myself wishing that there was something more. This is someone who was just such a kind person, someone who was so selfless, and so I opened up about myself and my beliefs, my depression, my outlook on life, my the bleakness of my future, all of it, and she just listened. And she was kind to me. And I could feel myself wanting to have something more with this person, to be their friend for a longer time. And I told her I wish that we could see each other again, and how I couldn't lie and say that there wasn't something more that I felt, and both talked about it. We were like, this isn't the right time or place, but maybe another time in the future. And came to realize something, that the hopelessness, the sorrow, the depression, the mental illness, the world around me, it wasn't softened by this. It was just right alongside. And I realized that I didn't realize, I knew forever that someone else, a better half, cannot fix you. If you have all these problems, these intentions to end things eventually, it would be a cruelness. It would be monstrous to put somebody else through my misery. Put this person through more hardship, to make this person not just need to fight for themselves, but for me. When I know that I'm not someone who even wants to be saved. In truth, that dream I have, that desire, that moment of looking at the sky and realizing what I wanted, it's to not be here. It's happened before. It's happened through friendships and years long, decades long friendships that I had. And despite the kindness and the things that we would do, the conversations, amazing and bad, that we would have, these feelings never drifted away. They were not lessened. They were not ever made truly easier. They just existed alongside. Through every medication, through every therapy, every friend I've made, every relationship I've had, it never lessened it. It never made me feel like life was truly worth continuing, period. And I told her these things one day, long after we had both parted ways, and we still talked and texted, and she was still so kind to me. She had nothing but positive things to say. I realized that one day I would hurt this person. Just like I'm going to hurt my family and the friends I used to have, the people who I would still call strangers from school. One day I'll hurt all of them. Not by letting them down, not by seeing them see me hurting, not by any of that, but but that one day I would make it stop, and that would hurt them more than anything. And so I left. See, I don't want to witness the horrors anymore. I do not want to have to go through the mundane tasks of being alive. I do not want to live as a human being. I do not want to struggle against things that I don't think any living creature should have to struggle against. I don't want to think as I do. I do not want to know that a better world is out there and it exists and it is so much kinder, but we'll never reach it because we're flawed. All of us. In the systems we built, in the people we elect, in the way we evolved to live in a much simpler world, devoid of all of this shit that we have built. We have not evolved to live like this, and I cannot help but to feel that I was not born to live like this. I cannot help but to feel like I am a mistake. Not by my family, not by my parents, but by the world to put me here. Because I don't want to take part in this. I want to fight. I want to protest. I want to join causes. I want to make people proud of me. I want all of these things, but not enough. I compound all of these things I'm talking about with the realities of my past and how many doors I've shut on myself, how many opportunities I've wasted, how many things I regret that I cannot change, the hatred for where I am and who I could have been, that I don't have the patience to just wait for things to get better. I don't have the patience to wait for I don't have the patience to win the lottery, to wait for the world to become a kinder, better place. I don't have the patience to find a career that I would love, and I don't have the desire to find the people I would like to love. Because it's so far away. And even then, it doesn't seem real at all. I don't want to have to see the goodness that is possible in the world and to see nobody reaching for it, or not enough, as we pollute everything around us. I don't want to have to watch the continuing ecological disasters that will kill millions of animals every year. I don't want to have to stress about the idea of growing old or becoming injured or disabled and being stuck like that. Unable to do anything, unable to find comfort because I don't have the willpower to work in the ways that the world would need me to work. I'm of the opinion that maybe I did have some purpose in this life. Maybe I did. Maybe there was a greater purpose, a greater cause that I'll never realize, but maybe it was for someone else. Maybe somebody somewhere in a day, in a week, in a month, in 100 years would read the journals I've written, find these videos of some nobody on the internet, and find some meaning in it. Find some revelation that they can be better themselves, and then to do it because they want to do it. Not for others, but for themselves, because I do not want to live for myself. I do not want to better myself for myself. I do not want to live to live. I don't want to have to live for the sake of other people's comfort, in that they would be sad in my passing. I don't want that. This isn't a video of me saying that tonight or tomorrow or in a week or even in a few months or even a year that I'm going to just walk out here again and close the book. I am not saying that. It will be some time until then, but I know that that time is going to come eventually. I know what I would do. I know how. I figured it out. I figured out the reasons I failed every other time. I know what I would do. And it would be easy. Be exceptionally painful, but only for a minute. See, my dream is to have a place, if only for a few minutes, where I feel none of the worries, none of the stress, none of the existential dread, where I feel none of the pain of the world around me crumbling, where I don't feel like I am such a failure, where my brain full of holes could be quiet for just a little bit, where I could look at the sky and just feel nothing at all. It's a quiet stillness. And from there to exit stage left. I think that is what my dream is. I think that my place is not here. It's not anywhere close to where I am. I am neither lucky or skilled enough to become something much greater than what I am. I haven't the voice or the ability to write or the authority to actually make an impact on the things I want to see changed, and I don't want the small things. I feel no satisfaction from making my bed in the morning, from brushing my teeth. I feel no satisfaction in having ever worked a job and seeing a paycheck. I have never felt a single iota of satisfaction or pleasure from it. I felt no satisfaction or a sense of purpose or belonging, or even an idea of what the future would look like when I crossed the stage of graduation. Because in these moments, even in the happiest moments, those feelings of brief, momentary happiness, not because of the things I did, but just the feeling that something was done with, or the sense that, hey, for just these few more minutes, I'm with these people who I like, and I'm happy for them, but I'm not happy for myself. these moments exist right alongside this dream, these desires to walk out in the night and to not come home. There is no way for me to live in a way that I would find comfortable. There's no purpose that I think I would be satisfied with. There's no calling, no sense of adventure or greatness that would make me feel like I've achieved some place in life that I would want to be at. Only in my wildest of fantasies could I imagine helping enough people, doing enough good. And I hear myself saying this, doing enough, then why don't you just do the small amount of good you can? It's because I exist in my own head. I exist in my own brain. My perception of reality is entirely my own, and I don't see a bright future for me or the world, or I don't see a place that I would want to be. And I know it is selfish. I know it is monstrous to want these things, to willingly want to subject people that love me, that I love, people that I should be able to love, people that want the best for me. It would be terrible, disgusting for me to do any of this. But even through all that, it's what I want. When I think of somebody finding their passion, somebody finding their calling, when I think of somebody finding the thing that matters most to them in the world, I imagine that they would go through hell for it, that they would trudge through the darkest depths, fight the hardest battles, climb every mountain in their way to reach it. To hell with the opinions of the world, to the things they have to do to get there. To hell with it, they'll do it because they'll find meaning and purpose in it. That is what I feel like what it should feel like. To find a purpose. And the only thing I can feel confident about is I feel confident in knowing that one day I will be finally done with this chapter of my life, this the feeling of being in the epilogue. That in my own way, I will know that I will have tried everything. That I would have at least made the attempt, no matter how small and pathetic it might have been, to at least keep up the appearance that I could have done more, that I have tried, that I found purpose or something. I'll know that one day I will reach a place where I can be confident in knowing that it's over. I'm in a place where I can be alone, knowing that I have made no enemies in this life that at least that I can think of. I will have made no will have made no impact, good or bad. Maybe good, because I hear such kind things from people. I hear such nice things from people that I meet, from people in these comments. I'll know that I'm loved and that people want me. And I'll be happy knowing that I don't need to struggle anymore. I don't need to fight whatever demons are in my head. I'll know that finally I can just see what happens next. See what happens in the greatest mystery of all of what happens when you're gone, when the lights go out. That is the only adventure I feel like I would want to partake in. So now I have so many questions. I have so many questions about what if things had gone differently? What if I was born in a different place? What if I was somebody else? What if I had different surroundings, different friends, better or worse? What would I have been? Maybe I would have been a writer in one life, but I know that my patience, my confidence in my writing has been destroyed by a childhood and adulthood of things ruining my attention span and my creativity, by algorithms and a lack of confidence in what I could make. Maybe in another life I could have been an actor. I've dreamed about that a lot. I am not confident on a great many things. I feel I feel very bad about a lot of things that I do in my ability to do them. But the one thing I do feel like I would be good at, even today, is acting in some way. I feel a confidence that I would be good at that. I think I could be great even. I That is the one thing I can say that I could share with confidence and not feel like I'm lying to myself or others. Maybe I would have been a psychologist. But then I know that I would be destroyed by the reality that I cannot help everyone and that all the assistance that I could provide would be destroyed on the people who need it most by the realities of this hellscape we've created with insurance companies and the money people need and the lack of any universal health care. No matter how even remotely poor it might be, I would be destroyed by it. Maybe in another life I was sick, disabled, or in desperate need of medication. And a part of me today has this morbid curiosity of wishing that I discovered tomorrow that there was something wrong with me that would kill me in probably an immense amount of agony, but I would feel relieved by that. I would feel relieved knowing that there's no pressure anymore, that it's just a matter of time to wait, and that there would be no expectations from anybody to hold me to be something better, and I could just exist for whatever time I have left. Because that's one of the cruelest things about life, isn't it? The people that love you most, the people that you want kindness from the most, the people you cherish most, the people who cherish you the most, we don't show that to each other until the day you need it the most. Maybe in another life I wasn't born in this decade, this century, where I couldn't fill my head with hopes and dreams of a better world because I wouldn't have access to the internet and to see the horrors happening everywhere all the time and live in a blissful ignorance. Or maybe I would be born into a world of a utopia or the post apocalypse, where either every worry would be so immediate to me or so distant and abstract that it wouldn't affect me as much to wonder and worry about myself on a philosophical level. Maybe in another life I would have a family member who really needed me, that I would feel such obligation to care for, and that would be my purpose for going on. But truth is, I have nobody counting on me. I have no one that needs me here. I'm glad for it. I'm glad that there is nobody who is in such dire straits that without me they would be destroyed. I'm happy to know that in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, when I finally make that decision, they'll be able to keep going and find love and happiness and just take the lessons, however small or however big they might have been, from my short, miserable existence, and make themselves better because of it. What I know I will do for the foreseeable future is I'm going to continue to make these. I will continue to journal and to talk and to yell into the void and to complain and to cherish the things that I do have for as long as I have them, to share my mistakes and my regrets and my dreams, not just for me, then because there are people who are telling me that they find some meaning in it. And I'll keep going and going and going until finally one day I will disappear. And it won't be anytime soon. I It's things that I will not talk about here ever with anyone. I will not write it down because I know that there are people that if they found out about these horrible ideas, they would go through hell, no matter how uncomfortable it made me, to make sure that, well, I won't be happy, but I'll be breathing. And I cannot afford to do that. I'm tired of existing and being alive and having a pulse, being conscious, but not feeling like I'm alive. Like I should have been something else. Like like an alien, like an outsider. I don't think life is inherently good. Like, life is what you make of it. Life is just the summary of the things that you've done and want to do, of your choices, of your emotions, most of all. And I don't want to continue to be me. I don't want to continue to see everything crumble and collapse. I don't want to continue to be nobody to myself. I don't want to have to fight. I want to fight for the right things, but I don't want to have to fight for the bare minimum. I am so tired of looking up at rock bottom. I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of the cruelty. Once again, there is nobody who has hurt me enough to do this to me. These are the opinions, the thoughts that I've had for my life, my whole life. These are the things that I have wanted forever. When the world was the kindest to me, when the people were the kindest to me, I still felt this way. When I was on a dozen medications, I felt this way. And I don't want to anymore. So I'll journal and maybe find a way to travel a little bit more. Maybe I'll try to do something else good. If anyone would let me. But it won't be forever. But again, maybe I'll win the lottery. Maybe I'll stumble into fame and fortune. Maybe I'll have more money than I could ever know what to do with by pure coincidence. Maybe this will become a platform where I can do good. Maybe I would have the ability to spend more money than I could ever imagine holding on just helping people. So I could be happy living on the street in shambles, in debt, if I knew that I was making an impact that I wanted to actually see. If I could make anything better, not just for a moment, but for a long time. Wish I could stop the pollution, the corruption, the crimes, the cover-ups, the genocide, the destruction of education and of government assistance programs. I wish I had do something about it, but I am isolated. I just don't have the convictions yet to actually do what would need to be done. I don't want to game an algorithm. I don't want to sell out to a business I would have moral issues with. I don't want to I don't want to be evil to do good. I just want to do good, and I certainly don't want to sell things to people that they don't need. I don't know what I want in life, at least. But I know that I would like to see it end somewhat peacefully. Maybe I should experiment more with the content I make. I don't know. I am not an artist. I'm not much of anything. And I'm not okay. In other news, look at these cool socks that have pigeons on them.